Hey, this is Amazin.reacts, reacting to another video on my channel. Today's video is why I quit playing Elden Ring. So, I did used to have a gaming channel. I'm working to move all the gaming stuff over to this channel, but one of the games that I love is probably the greatest, to me, the greatest game of all time will be Elden Ring. So, I'm interested in see his thoughts on it. Like, even after I finish playing the game, I always end up going back to Elden Ring. It's probably the game I've put logged in the most hours on, mostly because of the like how big the world is and exploring and getting all the secrets. But it is a game that's pretty near and dear to my heart. Even out like all the Soulsborne games, which Elden Ring was the first Soulsborne game I actually played. So that in itself it does have a special place. But let's see what made this person quit. And if you want to check out this video on your own, I will put the link of the video inside the description.
When Elden Ring first came out in February, I thought I would never stop playing. With how much replay value games like Bloodborne and Sekiro gave me, I could only imagine how long I would
I
be
never
able to
finished
enjoy it
Bloodborne.
with its
I
vast
finished
world
Sekiro.
and hidden secrets. But
I did
to my
love Sekiro.
surprise, it wasn't long. To be fair, in my first playthrough of the game, I clocked in probably double the hours of any other games in the series, but playing through it again just felt a little bit different. Something had changed.
My first playthrough was I didn't when I wasn't like streaming and stuff games when Elden Ring first came out, but my first playthrough was horrible. I didn't know anything about the talismans as far as like helping you boost you. I thought once the little talisman sign popped up, I thought I automatically got the effects from that talisman. So I didn't even know how to run fast. So I'm over here sitting there just dodging and walking away. I didn't even know you could like run like sprint. I know you could sprint on a horse, but I didn't even realize you could do it like while walking. So it was a lot. My first playthrough because I had no experience playing Soulsborne games, so it took me a minute to get the hang of it.
Three reasons why I
But I
quit
did beat it.
playing Elden Ring. Number one, the open world. While I think FromSoft's attempt at creating an open world was incredibly successful, it
So
also
open
made
world is a reason
mistakes.
why
It
not.
sacrificed the replay value that other Souls games have due to its layout within the open world.
I think
To
that
be fair,
gives it
this
the
isn't
replay
how
value.
single player games are. You play through the game once and you end it right there. And that's totally fine with the amount of
Like being
content you
straightforward is the
unlock
reason why
throughout the
I
table. One
pretty much don't
playthrough
go
is
back to
more than enough
games.
to get your money's worth. Which is why I don't have any real gripes with the game in comparison to other AAA titles. The problem lies within my expectations of a From Software experience. With the
Why
way
he
you
not
build the structure,
dual
once
like
you've been to an area
yeah,
once,
man, grab that with
you
two
don't need
hands.
to do anything there again
Pause.
unless you need a
Like why you
specific
one
item.
hand in it?
Once you know what an area such as Kaled has to offer, are you really going to go through it again and willingly fight every single enemy? Most enemies drop an incredibly
Oh
high
yeah, yeah,
rate
you
of
can't
reward,
run
and
through
the
it.
only real incentive for fighting them is, well, there isn't any. There's little reward for fighting enemies instead of just running past everything to the next side of grace, which puts a huge dent on the replay value in this game, considering that that's the core element that made this
Mm.
game successful.
But you can say you could
So
do
yeah,
that for
one
any
big
game,
reason
even
is
if it's a
the open
straightforward
world.
game. You can run
But
past them if
with
you
that,
know what's gonna
the
happen
freedom
and
that
you
the
know
open
where to
world
go
gives you is
next.
supposed to allow for smoother playthroughs once you know where you're going, but what it really does is cut out tons of content for you on your future runs. I honestly think having a more linear experience is stronger for these types of games,
Especially
but the open
the
world does
DLC.
change your pace.
I love the
Second,
DLC.
the exploration. One of the biggest selling points for Elden Ring was the fact that you could go anywhere and explore to uncover hidden secrets within the world. The problem with this in terms of replayability is that most of the things you uncover within the world are dungeons with reskinned enemies and bosses or unnecessary
Now
items that you'll never use.
I will say, yeah, he is true on that on like the reusing the bosses, but like some of the areas that you go to in Elden Ring, it's like a brand. Like a lot of times when you do like side quests and stuff like that, it feels like a side quest. Like it feels like it's not a part of the main story. With Elden Ring, you can do a side quest and then once you finish, you like, man, this should have been the main quest. Like it was so many like side things that you can do in areas you can go to that were just as amazing as the main story. So I'm not sure exploration would be such a bad thing.
Use. Realizing this in my first playthrough really put a damper on my excitement for exploration. It was fun finding new areas or dungeons, but once
Yeah.
I knew how to get to the main areas I needed, exploring the world felt kind of pointless.
And see the thing about that, once you go to those new dungeons, you always get something that you may not need it right then and there, but eventually, like if you play it long enough, you're gonna want to go through the different builds. and you're gonna need those items. So you're gonna need the talisman for like fate, the deal extra faith damage or something like that. Like it's it's the variety in builds is one of the things that I like about it too. Like you can go in as a like a mage, or you can just go in strength build. So I think exploring and getting all those talismans and weapons is good.
My incentive in the beginning was bosses. I love bosses in these games, and I was determined to beat every single
I
one.
lost it. I hated
Usually, they
bosses.
would
I
feel
lost to
pretty
so many
easy, and the
bosses
ones I'd be
starting
getting
off.
would be useless for me, but it was still fun seeing what items I might discover. But after about 100 hours of doing this, it became clear that the biggest reward I was likely to get from exploration was either a reskin boss or a mediocre spell that I would never use. And to be fair, it's absurd for me
Yeah,
to
but
even
eventually you
whine
might
about this
use it.
considering the amount of content that there is in this game without including these
And
dungeons
like
and
I said,
bosses. But
I
no
am
games
biased on
go
this
through
stuff.
like this.
So
Also,
these
how
do
much
seem
better
like valid
exploration
reasons,
isn't
but
going to be as exciting in your
like for
starting
me, it
playthrough,
wouldn't be.
regardless of how great the items or bosses are, since you already know what's coming. And speaking of bosses, number three, the boss fights. This is without a doubt the biggest reason I quit playing Elden Ring. I appreciate that they tried to approach them in a different way to appeal to newer players while also throwing veterans off, but I just don't think they executed this properly. First of all, some of the move sets were so insane that the fights just
Oh
didn't
my
feel
god, I
fair.
hated
With
this.
bosses like Malekith or Millennia, it
The
didn't
only reason
feel
I
like
beat
I had a
Melania
chance to fight them.
was because
This
I was
game
a
very much wants you to be
arcane
aggressive,
build,
so it just didn't
and this
feel
was back
smooth.
before they
There were
nerfed
bosses where I felt like
Rivers
I
of
either
Blood.
had to fight them until I
Like
got
now I
full
can beat her
energy
no
or I had
problem,
to
but
lose my spirit values.
first
And even
playthrough
with
I
that,
had to
I
re
couldn't get the heal or
spec
even attack for more than one hit at a time. I went back
to
to
beat
Dark
her.
Souls 3 the other day and was
It took me
shocked
like
at
two
how
days,
many
I
hits
think.
I could get in at once. Instead of making the bosses do modest damage with larger health bars like Dark Souls
This was
3,
when
Elden Ring
Rivers of
made
Blood was
bosses have
OP.
lower health bars but
Like
more
Rivers of
noticeable
Blood was
durability
like,
if you're not
man,
careful.
it
This
was
is actually a
crazy at
huge problem
first.
I have with the game Neo. I love the game itself, but no matter how far I got in the game, I was always either one or two hits away from dying at all times. That just kind of feels like artificial difficulty to me. But I think if Elden Ring had adjusted this a tiny bit, it would have made them much more enjoyable rather than dodging a 15 move combo just to get one hit in every
I
time.
could see if he was
Besides
talking
this, I
about
have
the
to discuss one of
DLC.
these games. Personally, I would rather have more bosses as long as
Cause
it doesn't
DLC they had a lot of
overpower the main
combos.
story ones, but some of the reskins really devalued the main bosses. Having Estelle appear twice kind of ruined the experience of finding him the first time, and this happened with tons of bosses in the game. You can even find Margit again in the open world. I also didn't like how the Margit and Morgoth fights were so similar, even though they were both
Yeah,
fun. It felt the same with
it
Godfrey
was.
having his two forms. It just took away from the
Yeah,
experience and made them
I
almost
will
feel
agree on that
predictable to
one.
come back to in a
Like
new
more
way.
God and more
Making
get
them feel way too easy or way too
and
hard
the first
isn't
Elden
really
Lord.
a good thing for me. It's more of an issue of how enjoyable they are. Obviously, you can fight Malekith a
So even now,
million
this made me
times
want to
over
do a
and still
bleed build. I
fight him
haven't
perfectly, but
done the
the
arcane
main
build in a
story
long
was never
time.
fun enough for me to want to do that. Someone like Gale, for example, could have a similar style of aggression, but I would still enjoy
I
trying
feel
to
like you
beat
could
him
say
up.
this for every game
Overall,
that you
both
play
of them
over
are
and over
within
again.
reason because they are my favorite part of these games, and when they feel a bit lackluster, it really
Like
makes
if I
processing
had to
for
choose
months
which game I had to
difficult.
play over and over for the
Moving
rest
to
of my
Dark
life,
Souls
I
3's
would choose
bosses
Elden
also
Ring over
aren't
any
one of
other
the
game
best bosses we've seen so far, but honestly,
because
that's
of the
because
open
they're
world.
good. I'd also love to see a PvP arena because that's another thing that made the game a bit stale for me. Duels are always pretty fun, but
Oh,
they
this
don't
is
feel the
old
same
because we
anymore.
have a PV. Oh, so he
Playing
probably done
ranked
seen the
made for more
DLC yet.
players to avoid them just getting invaded out of nowhere and getting stomped on, but that's, part of the experience. Having a requirement that
Yeah,
if you
because it is
kill
a
a
dual
boss, they
area.
can invade
Okay,
you
so this is
makes
old.
sense, but it lacks the intensity it used to have. Now, if I invade, it's basically just an instant gank of Rivers of Blood spam. I think PvP is probably
Yeah,
what has the most potential to give these games replay value, and they still haven't quite managed to get it right. I still love Elden Ring, but I don't see myself playing it through again anytime soon.
yeah,
When Elden Ring
yeah. So I can understand some of his reasons why. I understand. For me, a lot of the stuff that he said it would be a reason why I would replay it, or why I choose to replay it. Like even now, like I love Liza P, but once I got finished with Liza P, I didn't go back and replay it. I went right back to Elden Ring. Same thing with Sekiro. Once I finished Sekiro, I started to replay it again to try to get things that I missed. But even after that, it all leads back to Elden Ring. Even Where the Winds Meet. I love that game too. It's amazing. But after a while I was like, I'm gonna go back to Elden Ring and try a new build. So but I mean it's different opinions and different perspectives. But if you like that video, make sure you like and subscribe. And also you can comment below and let me know if there's any video idea suggestions that you have. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.